Hi folks, welcome back to another video and welcome to a review of another power bank. And this is the Vtoman FlashSpeed 1500 power station. So the FlashSpeed 1500 got 1500 watts hour battery capacity, 1500 watt pure sine wave inverter. You've got USB-C outputs with 100 watt PD, 5 amp USB-C, 10 amp 12 volts on these connections here. You charge it via 400 watts of solar or a car charger or mains, and you've also got the ability to hook it up to an additional battery pack, another 1500 watt battery pack, or also to charge your starter battery. If you've left your starter battery on in your vehicle, you can basically give it a trickle charge using that as well. This is a 1500 watt unit, so that means it's got a 1500 watt pure sine wave inverter. Now, as most of these modern units now, the inverter is also the charger, so when you plug it in to charge your mains, it can charge up to 1500 watts. I charged it up from about 80% and it charged up in no time whatsoever, so it's quite cool. You got a nice little storage container on top here to fit the cables and stuff that they provide you with. Weighs about 19 kilos, so it's quite lightweight. Nice little handles on the side. So on the front here it says AC input 1500 watts, DC input 200 watts, solar input 400 watts. So everything's even included in there at the front. You don't have to sort of guess what it's doing. So you've got a normal kettle plug to charge it, which is quite simple. So I plugged in my favourite little heater. It's a 500 watt ceramic fan heater. So that's plugged in on the front there. And if we now click the AC, so that's coming on. As you can hear, the fan's on. You can see the power's on there. So if I click that, so this is now 500 watts. See what I mean about the surge there? See it jump up? So now it's settled down, but that initial surge went up to 600 and something watts on there. And that's what I was saying about it being a 1500 watt inverter, but it has that surge capacity for a very brief amount of time, but it can go up to 3 kilowatts. So basically what that's saying is, that's putting out a nice bit of heat now actually. Very nice. That's basically saying with 100% battery capacity, running this many watts, it'll give 2.5 hours or 2.7, 2.8 hours runtime. And the longer I run that, the more that's going to adjust. Basically because it had that initial surge as it started, which is quite high, but now actually it's running at sort of 426 watts, even though it's supposed to be a 500 watt fan heater. So I've looked through the booklet, got all the spec and everything like that. I can confirm there's no app for this. There's no Bluetooth, Wi-Fi or anything like that. So the booklet does talk about cycles, battery life cycles, 3000 cycles to 80%. Got all the outputs and everything about all the sockets on the front, car charger sockets, the input charging, its normal operating temperatures, all sorts of different connections that you can have on there, and shows you everything that you've got as far as you know, the adapter cables that it all comes with. So all these cables and everything else are on there. And obviously it talks about safety, usage, more about the product's features, talks about obviously what you'll expect to see on the display that we just talked about, which is a nice clear little display on there, and then talks about recharge times. So if you example, if you plug it into the mains, it'll charge for 1 hour, and that's typically from 20%. So from 20% it'll charge from 1 hour. Car outlet 12 to 14 hours. Obviously you're only getting a fraction of the power that way. And solar 4 to 8 hours. Obviously the more solar, the faster it'll charge. This is the one that's talking about the extra battery. And that's the extra battery, so that just gives it an extra battery capacity. And the extra battery that they're saying they've got is basically a 1500 watt hour battery capacity as well. And it also talks about the fact that it's got a UPS mode, uninterruptible power supply. It's also got a light on the back as well, which you can use for strobe and SOS. And it's also got obviously the storage, maintenance, and a few little bit of extra information about what you can do if you've got any problems with it. Warranty period on there is 24 months. Obviously then just get in touch and provide your sales receipt, and they will basically fix it or exchange it. So let's just demonstrate now in my camper van how that uninterruptible power supply is going to work. And I'll basically switch my inverter on now, which is going to then power this and start charging it. So if I now turn this on, Again, we've got the fans coming on to say that the unit is ready. We've got the blue light to come on to show that's working. And that's now settled at 1000 watts that it's charging this unit from the mains. So if we set this fan off, just like we did before, it's now showing the output from the AC rather than the charge time. And what we're going to do now is I'm going to switch off my inverter or demonstrate what happens when this power is lost. So you see there, it carried on like nothing had happened at all. So this now is totally standalone. I've got the mains cord here, totally standalone, and the heater's kept going. If I plug this back in, that's now clicked over. You'll see that'll start to charge in a minute because the lights will flash on there, and ultimately that's just carried on as well. So whether it's got power or not coming in, this will actually carry on providing the 230 volts power to the device you've got plugged in. Obviously bear in mind it needs to be 1500 watts maximum. So yeah, I do appreciate that these are, you know, quite decent levels of equipment now, that if you've got a piece of equipment at home, medical equipment, or an appliance that needs to be powered on all the time, like say some sort of security equipment or a file server or something like that, and you can simply turn the AC on, plug it in the front there, plug the mains into the front there, and whilst you've got grid mains electricity, this will just carry on and just, you know, keeping itself topped up, applying the power wherever it's needed. And then if the mains electricity goes down, this is going to carry on. So quite cool really. So now I've got my air fryer out, which I have checked, and this is 1500 watt maximum rated. So never coil your cables up, folks. So I'm going to plug that in there. We're going to switch this on. Obviously it's detected there's a plug in there now. I'm going to switch this on and then switch this on, and we'll see then how much this draws from a 1500 watt appliance. There we go, so that's on, and put it on for a little bit of a cook on there, and then click go. So it's gone up to 1473. It actually peaked really well, so it didn't trip this out. 1473, and that's it now. And obviously this is then going to tell me how many hours I've got left at that. So right now it's saying I've got 0.9 hours of time to cook. So if I've got something that I need to cook for an hour, I can take this anywhere now. I can put this on top, I can take it outside, and we'll carry on cooking. It's powering back on. Display's not too bright outside, is it? There we go, air fryer on. So now it's cooking outside now. Now how easy is that? Cook wherever you want to. Like I say, the only real downside is that display is quite difficult to read in the sun outside. But this is what I like about this kind of equipment, is you can just basically park yourself on any bench and cook your favourite food, and then you're outdoors enjoying the sunshine. The only downside is we haven't really got any sunshine here right now. So I hope you've liked the review. Hope you've seen my examples of how you can use this. Like I say, use it to sort of like recharge your car starter battery. If it ever goes flat, you know, you've left your lights on or something like that, you can use it for that. You can power things inside or outside, such as the versatility of these nice little power stations. And obviously, like I say, you can use it in sort of emergency power situations as well, to keep things like sort of like, you know, medical equipment and everything powered on, as well as, you know, sort of charging your laptop, charging your mobile phone, charging your camera equipment, or anything else you need as well. So thanks for watching, and yeah, give it a thumbs up, give it a like if you like the video, comment down below if you like it, and as usual, all links and everything else will be down below in the video description should you want to check out this. Thanks for watching, folks. See you soon. Bye.